Well, that was a power packed, information filled, tip filled talk on building your brand and branding you. So, I'm going to start this morning with the first thing that he said, which is you need to show up daily for yourself, and others will eventually show up for you. This was one of the important things that Stephanie and I did in the beginning is we would go to events even though there was 2 or 3 people at them. Stephanie would drive hours to go do a party even though there may only have been one person there. And if there was only one person there, it turned from a party into a training. So, guys, that is how you grow your business. Show up, keep showing up, and keep showing up. And eventually, by putting in the work, people will show up along the way. He said, when you're thinking about what you're going to be posting about, what you need to look to be authentically you is look at 2 things: the pains that you've experienced and the passion that you have. He said, if you create something between pain and passion, people will naturally be drawn to you because those are the things that cause people to feel. So, what are you passionate about? Start talking about that. If you're talking about what you're passionate about, you're going to resonate with other people in those same passions. And you can search those passions through hashtags. So make sure that you're using them. The other thing is, what did you learn from the painful parts of your life? Quick tip: if you didn't learn anything from it, you need to go back and revisit it and see what you were meant to learn from it. God doesn't allow you to go through things for no reason at all. So take some time to revisit and go, what was I supposed to learn from this? And once you do, now you can create stories and contents around that will resonate with people going through the same thing. Like Stephanie and I, we have the story of going through bankruptcy and losing everything, and then taking our hard work and our grit and finding an opportunity that brought us out of that. Now, there are probably people that are listening and watching to this right now that are in same financial struggles we were in. The thing is that we have hope by offering this opportunity to you and them, that you can do the same thing as us, is bootstrap your way to getting out of that situation by using this amazing opportunity. That is what connects with people. What is our passion? Our passion is seeing you become the most successful version of you through the It Works business, because we know that it can change your life financially, as well as the products that we have can change your health substantially. So once you find out what your pain and passion are, start posting about those, start sharing those with your audience. And he said, 3 tips to creating content is: number 1, understand your genre. You need to know the niche market that you're going to try and talk to. He said they normally all revolve around creating emotions. So you've got adventure, comedy, something that's emotional, inspirational, or something that causes surprise. It causes people to feel the post. And that's what you want. He said, education and information don't cause people to feel, but when you cause them to feel an emotion, they will connect and they will continue to come back. So make sure that the prominent information that you're doing is connecting with them on an emotional level. He said next, select your role in the content. Are you the director? Are you the editor? Are you the actor? Are you the speaker? When you're doing videos, have you noticed that when you're doing a video and you're in front of the camera, do you get more interaction than if you're just videoing something outside of you? Like if you're videoing your dog or you're videoing outside, which one of those gets more interaction? For us, we know when Stephanie is in the picture, even on my posts, my post with my face on it gets like 100 likes. You put Steph's face in it with mine, and it's like 1,000 likes. So look to see what it is that causes people to interact with your posts more, and continue to do more of that. You're creating your posts and curating your posts based on what your audience wants. He said, your superpower matters. So stick to that role. Once you find out what connects and what your power is, learn the most that you can about it. And then the third is the format of what you're doing in your content. So is it interviews? Is it quote posts? Is it a vlog? Is it an adventure piece? What you want to do is you want to create something that is repeatable and expected, because people will come back because they know what to expect from you. So if you look at your social media right now, is it all over the place? Can people just look and go, I have no idea what's going on here, and then they move on to the next person? Or are you catching their attention and then they're wanting to know more, so they're actually scrolling through to see what else you have to say and what else you have to offer? Going specifically into different things. So we've got Instagram. He said, good content always stands out, even though Instagram is saturated. When you find good content, you follow it. Use all the aspects of Instagram's platform. You've got all these different things. You've got IGTV, you've got Reels, you've got stories, you've got your wall. Use them all, because what that does is that ups your interaction, because people are seeing you in different areas. When I post something on my wall, sometimes I'll go and post it in my story, because I know that some people just look at stories. They don't ever go onto people's walls and scroll through. So they just go to the top, hit stories, and just start scrolling through the scores. That's why I do that. Same thing with doing Reels, doing TikToks. He said with TikTok, it's better to post 3 to 4 times a day, because of the fact that the way that people use TikTok is they're going through short bit, short bit, short bit, short bit. So if you only have one piece a day, they're going to pass right by it. They may never even see it. But if you put more in, it'll actually allow them to see something possibly throughout the day. He said, when you're posting in TikTok and you're looking at doing your videos, he goes, tap into trends. So if you see what's trending, make sure that you're tapping into that and using that trend to further your message or your content. And then everyone's favorite is Facebook. He said, Facebook is all about watch time. So how long are people on your stuff? And he said, watch times that people are looking for change all the time. He goes, sometimes it's 3 to 5 minutes, and sometimes it's 10 to 12 minutes. It just depends on what the cycle is at that moment. He said, but take a look at what's happening in the first 3 seconds. So whether it's a live, it's a video, look to see what people are doing to grab attention, and then mimic that. He said, people follow people who improve their lives. So I guess the question you need to ask yourself is, what content are you putting out there to improve others' lives? And this has to go with, you're in a business. Your goal is to go out and reach other people and help their lives. So if your content is me focused and you're just posting about the things that you want to post about, your business isn't going to scale the way that you're anticipating or wanting it to, because you're creating content for you and not for your audience. He said, when it comes to mindset and social media, we're all guilty of this. Looking at somebody's post and going, man, they got 10,000 shares. That thing went viral. Why does mine not do that? He said, what you need to take a look at is, where are they in their life? Are they in their year 5 of building the business? And are you comparing your year 1 to their year 5 activity? Or are you looking at somebody that's having mass success, but not looking at where they started? He says, when you see a successful person, scroll back through their content a couple of years to find out where they are at, where they were at where you are. So if you're at your year 1, scroll through somebody's year 1 and see, technically, how we would say, how bad they were at what they were doing. You can see the progression of how they've grown. I talk about it all the time. There was a video that Ed Milet did 3 years ago with Tim Grover. It was just when Ed Milet was starting to get really big on doing podcast interviews on YouTube. And you watch that video, and it's almost funny to watch because of how bad he was then. But fast forward to Ed Milet now, and he's one of the greatest interviewers on social media. it's amazing how if you look at where he's at now and you compare yourself to that, you may feel like a failure. But if you look at where he was years ago, then he would possibly make you feel the exact same. So that's what you need to take a look at, is where are people on their year one, where you are on your year one. Oh, he goes, most people look at other people's success and it makes them feel like a failure because they haven't reached that point yet. He goes, what you need to do instead is look at their success as your research. Look at what they did to become successful. Did they have specific things that they did? Do they have habits that you don't have? Look at the things that they did to create their success versus looking at their success and making it feel as if you can't accomplish that. He also was talking about when it comes to your community, your depth of your community and the communication that you have with them is more important than the size. Would you rather have mass influence that nobody does anything, so you've got tens of thousands of followers and nobody listens to you? Or would you like a smaller community of 1,000 who interact with you on a daily basis? You're, chatting with them in DMs, they're connecting with you on your posts, they're following you, they're anticipating the next thing that you do. So make sure that you're deep diving in and connecting with the people. I communicate and respond to every single person that messages me. That's because I have the ability to go in and have those conversations. You're only one post away from changing the world. That's something that you need to think about. You are one connection, one post, one piece of content away from not only changing your world, but changing the world around you. So he said, it's not a matter of if, it's when, because it's the law of probability. The more you try, the better you'll be. If you don't try, you can't get any better. So make sure that you're going out today and making a decision to try. It's the law of large numbers. The more that you do, the greater chance of success that you have. Guys, thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully you took a lot out of this. Make sure you comment below what your takeaway was, and we'll see you here again next time. See you soon.